So this is specifically on a 2017 International ProStar with the Cummins ISX 15 engine. It's the high pressure return line, the high pressure connection hose return line on the male fitting, that the O-ring goes around the male fitting that goes into the housing of the power steering. So it just depends on what brand truck you have, but this is specifically for that. And yeah, so I just wanted to put something on the internet because I can't find nothing. But here's a little something. I think I got the part number. Let me see that. And I believe this is the part number for the International ProStar. I believe that's specific for the International ProStar, but it's just a regular rubber O-ring. Should be able to find it. I got one of them. I think the original one is the thin one. The original one is the smaller one right here, and then the other ones I had just in case. All right, check it out. This is the power steering reservoir. This is your power steering line that goes up to the front, and this is your power steering line that goes down the feed line that it feeds into your power steering pump in there. On this one, the top one is the power steering pump. Let's see if I get this. Power steering pump is this one. The top one is your in, and your return is the bottom one. So the return is the one I was having a problem with. The leak was coming from right here in there. It was coming from right there. The O-ring goes right there, in there. It's a male fitting on the inside of the housing that the O-ring goes inside of. And if you have a leak coming straight from there, then you need a new O-ring. And you take that off by taking this one off, taking this holder, this little clamp holder up here, and then you could take out that whole line. That whole line will come over here, and then you could just spin off. You could just spin off the line, and then you could change out your O-ring, and you should solve your leak. If anything else, there's another gasket that goes right here, the power steering pump that goes here. If that one's leaking, that could be leaking as well. Just something to put on the internet because I couldn't find nothing on it. So if you're thinking it's the O-ring coming straight out the housing, it most likely is. One more thing, there is a procedure you have to follow to bleed your air out of your system, of your airline, of your power steering lines and all that, so you don't have no air inside of your power steering pump or any of your power steering lines. And you have to do that once you have taken anything apart on the power steering, any line or power steering pump or anything. You have to do that procedure. You can look it up on Google. Just ask how to bleed the air out of my power steering lines and all that. It'll give you a specific deal to do it. It's just it's like simple. It's just you take the top off of the reservoir itself, and you turn the steering wheel all the way to the left with the engine off, with the front end jacked up, so the air, both of your tires need to be in the air, and you turn it all the way to the left, all the way to the right, like 15 times with it off, and then you turn it on, idle it for 10 seconds without touching the steering wheel. You do that about 3 times, and then you turn it back on, and then you actually turn it on, and then you I forgot that last step, but I know you turn it on, and then you do the same thing. You do the same thing. You turn it all the way to the right and all the way to the left slowly, and holding it for 2 to 3 seconds to the right. This time you hold it, and then you do it again all the way to the left, hold it, and you do that about 10-15 times. And that actually worked for me, because there was a whining and a groaning, like a groaning sound coming from the power steering pump after I finished fixing that leak. And I was worried, but I didn't know what it was, so I looked it up, and it was that. So you have to bleed out the air of your lines. If you don't, you can burn up your pump, your power steering pump. So you need to make sure to get all the air out before you think it's all good, especially if you hear some type of whining or groaning while it's turning. If it's turning, if you go to turn it, then yeah, it's probably going to be air in your system. If not, then your power steering pump's probably given out already. Yeah, that just don't forget to do that because you don't want to mess up your system anymore if it was just that little O-ring, like it was for me.